Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pay-Per-View Wrestling Podcast with the local running show that we have weekly, a Smark and a Mark. With me is my co-host, Adrian, and I am your big host, the medium-sized little guy, Mark Flores. Oh, we even have pyro, too, I forgot to.
Yeah, you can't cut short on the pyro, man. We spent a lot of money on that.
We do.
What's up, dude? How's it going, bro?
It goes very well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you asking that.
Just trying to keep up with my with my mains.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of A Smark and a Mark, I'm going to recap the previous weeks, this current week's SmackDown and Raw, as well as the remainder of the card to Fastlane 2017. And we're also going to be leading up to the release of a WWE superstar that we're going to have later today. And we're also going to be discussing the best booking options for broken Matt Hardy. His broken Brilliance has been released.
Don't forget Brother Nero.
With his... Oh, you don't mention Brother Nero. According to Matt Hardy, you can't mention Brother Nero because he's my property.
Intellectual property of Matt Hardy.
Intellectual property. I forgot about that.
You can't forget about that part.
Who's your favorite wrestler this week?
This week?
Yes.
I like Braun Strowman.
I like Sugar Luke Harper.
Sugar Luke Harper.
Luke Harper's Luke Harper's doing it for me.
I haven't finished watching SmackDown Live, but what I seen as far as promo wise, story wise, wrestling wise,
like him overall?
Luke Harper's fucking on fire right now.
I enjoy him as well. We're going to have the overview of Raw and SmackDown right now. I know, Adrian, you do have the overview for Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, we'll go into the other segment. So you want to go ahead and fire away with that.
Did you check out Raw this week?
I caught a bunch of clips of it, and it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the backs.
So do you not watch Raw in its entirety?
I can't. With 3 hours...
Okay.
There's so much to sift through that you can then condense Monday Night Raw into 2 hours because it's all filler for the rest of that hour. I would say a good 20 to 30 minutes of Monday Night Raw in its entirety is dedicated solely to commercials.
Yeah, that's very accurate. Well, when you watch it, when you cut cable and then you go and you watch on WWE Sri Lanka on Facebook.
No.
They trim it down. It's about 45 minutes.
Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, because it's separated into 3 different parts, 45 minutes each, and you get everything. So there's 45 minutes.
It's an hour and 20 minutes, or an hour and 30 minutes, because it's 45 parted by 3?
Yeah.
Dang, so that's not even, it's just 1.5 hours at that point. That's crazy.
Yeah, with 45 minutes of commercial and shit. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. That's depressing, actually, to think of.
WWE has to make their money, and I don't shame them for not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
They make a shitload of money.
There's better ways to adjust and curtail to where you can actually do product placement within Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And still have it go a little more smoothly, you know? How did Monday Night Raw begin?
Well, it started off with Goldberg. He came out, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of Goldberg. I don't like him. I've never liked him back in the day, and I don't know. It boggles my mind that people love him as much as they do today.
You'll be surprised, man, because I drank the Kool-Aid of Goldberg, per se, and when he was doing his thing in WCW, I was all falling for it.
Why though? What
he was unstoppable. Like they booked him to be unstoppable. And keep in mind, I was only 7, 8 years old. So as soon as I bought WCW versus NWO Revenge, Goldberg was the one I used because he was unstoppable.
I hated Goldberg. I've always hated him. Did you know that Asuka is about to break his record, or she already did, for undefeated in the promotion?
That's good. It's about...
How come we don't make a big deal over Asuka like everyone makes a big deal over Goldberg?
That's NXT, baby.
Because she's not a big Jewish man? A hulking Jewish man?
The Jewish faith, the people of the Jewish faith are so over with Goldberg.
There's a lot of them. Apparently.
That's good for Asuka, though.
It is,
because it's going to lead up to her coming to the main roster with that pedigree of being undefeated.
Ooh, don't say pedigree. You're reminding me of...
well, every time I mention pedigree, someone gets buried.
Exactly.
Remember that. I got to stop doing that. So it starts off with Goldberg, and I believe what I saw, he goes in, and then Kevin Owens cuts him off, correct?
Yeah, he cuts him off, and there was... I don't know, man. These promos, like, I don't know, I see right through them. I see what they're trying to do. They said, why wait till Sunday? Let's do it now. That little bait and switch.
Yeah.
Owens walks to the ring and then turns around and walks away. It was one of those deals where it's just kind of like, I know, I'd rather see them do some stuff before to lead in, you know. Give me something to bite on. But they're just cutting promos, and Goldberg relies too heavily on people liking him to where he just doesn't really go in depth and cut a mean promo.
I've never been a fan of not having any action being taken care of between people in a feud that leads up to the pay-per-view coming that next weekend.
Yeah.
Because you could let them fight. In Goldberg's case,
Totally could.
In Goldberg's case, he gets paid for that appearance whether he wrestles or not. And they should just have him in the ring, but it's just, you have to sell the fact that this guy, like Brock Lesnar, like Triple H, they're only pay-per-view wrestlers.
Yeah, pay-per-view caliber wrestler. They're draws.
Exactly.
Someone, Johnny Butabi, I believe, which is a wrestler under Hood Slam, who wrestles for Hood Slam and other promotions. He tweeted something out the other day that made me laugh. He said, WWE Universe, your champion is going to lose his title to a guy who's having flat-backed in 12 years. Who hasn't bumped in 12 years. Yeah. That's what he said. He hasn't bumped in 12 years.
He didn't even bump during that Brock Lesnar match at all.
Or Royal Rumble.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're actually going to talk about Fastlane after this.
No.
So, Owens comes out. Owens is actually going to be on SportsCenter. He's doing the rounds right now.
Cool.
I think he's going to lose his title. For sure going to lose his title. And it just kind of seemed like the promos they were cutting just alluded to that. And he's just, staking his claim before he loses his belt. Because he's eventually going to be champ again. Let's acknowledge that. He's not losing it forever.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do with what the title situation is right now? Just to have a big blockbuster pay-per-view title match? Lesnar versus Goldberg? Or what do you think he's going to retain?
I have Kevin Owens retaining with shenanigans.
Okay.
I believe that Brock Lesnar's at a point right now where he is going to interrupt this match and basically set the cards up for Brock versus Goldberg at WrestleMania with no title. Having these two guys fight again with no title is the best option for WWE because having the strap on Goldberg doesn't really do anything because he's going to have to lose it in 2 or 3 pay-per-views unless they extend his contract.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? How many appearances does he have?
Well, look at him from a investor's perspective. Do you think he's going to be a year-long guy? I know Brock can do it, but this guy's 50 years old. Do you really want him having to defend or going the same route as Brock Lesnar did, but less of a draw? Let's just admit that Brock Lesnar is a bigger draw than Goldberg right now.
Do you think so?
I do.
Okay.
Positively. Okay. But I think with Fastlane, shenanigans are going to ensue with Kevin Owens retaining over Goldberg because Brock Lesnar is going to interrupt and set up the cards at a little face-to-face closing off Fastlane.
Okay. All right. Next up is your WWE Tag Team Merch Champions, The New Day.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I don't know, I kind of miss The New Day. They were over with me when they were champs. But they're still over with me, but they're just pumping out merch now. It's just like that's their only driving force to be a tag team. Though they are getting better. They did a little Oscar parody when they came out, where they who came out? Who walked out? Primo and Epico walked out.
Yeah.
And then they got a card.
Yeah.
Like from someone in the back, and then he's like, "Whoa, what's this? Hold on." It says apparently we're gonna wrestle fucking Enzo and Cass or whoever it was.
That's good.
Oh, it was Rusev and Hardbody Mahal.
Gassed up Mahal.
Yeah.
How did the pop go for that? Was it funny?
I don't know. People kind of like They knew what was happening. I don't know. It didn't get as big of a pop as I thought it was going to, but they did.
That's funny.
So, yeah, right here on my notes it just says New Day is still good. I love the New Day, man.
Yeah,
they're fucking awesome.
They are the Rocky tag team story. From going to this gimmick that started with vignettes of just preachers and choirs,
whatever that was,
to then having them still go out and try to make this thing work. But a promo hit here, it's like a jab, another promo, another jab, and then we're just stars head over heels for these guys then, because they did what was effective in having all three of them as a unit cut these great promos.
Do you think they're going to try to do the live action, be the hyenas in the live action Lion King? How awesome would that be?
That'd be funny.
That'd be awesome, dude. So
only if they could wear New Day shirts while they're doing it.
Oh, yeah. WrestleMania is coming up. We have a new entrant into the Hall of Fame class of 2017, Beth Phoenix. How familiar are you with the Glamazon Beth Phoenix?
I remember her seeing her wrestle from time to time during she's a little after the Ruthless Aggression era, and she was at a great position because this is when the WWE Women's Division was running thin. There was mirages on that lake bed. It was nothing to see but Beth Phoenix, and to see her gorilla press chicks, and her finisher was actually a pretty good finisher.
What was her finisher?
Her finisher was it was a top rope maneuver that she had, but nonetheless, I mean, what her finisher was, it basically exploited all her power. She was huge.
I've only seen her at conventions.
She's big, huh?
She is.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching wrestling during that time when she was, but I know that she's done a lot, and she's a huge, people know her, people love her.
Yeah.
She's getting her shine. Hall of Fame.
The only complaint I have for that is that with her addition into the Hall of Fame for that short of a career goes to show you that there's someone looming in the back streets of the Hall of Fame that need to be in it, and who's the only woman superstar during the Attitude Era that hasn't been on there besides Sable.
Luna Vachon.
Not Luna Vachon. I'm talking about China.
Oh.
The fact that China isn't in the Hall of Fame after the wake of her death is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
It's very embarrassing.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. I don't know.
Beth Phoenix's finisher was a power bomb. I remember that.
Like a sunset flip or some shit?
She did that a couple times. Yeah.
All right, then what I like about wrestling back in the day, now, it seems like they're doing a lot more is backstage interactions. Samoa Joe called out Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Known now as Cesaro. And did you see any of their matches out of the WWE?
No. Was it during? It would have to be during when Joe was in Ring of Honor. And Claudio had to have been in Ring of Honor as well.
I need to look that up because that's all they were alluding to when they matched them up.
That they had previous. Yeah, when I saw the highlight clip, I remember Michael Cole alluded to that.
Michael Cole.
Yeah.
So, he gets in his face and tells him, he's like, oh, yeah, Cesaro, the same guy who's still trying to make it and all this other stuff. Look at you. You're the same as you were back then, still trying to figure it out. Samoa Joe is the man. Samoa Joe's the man.
They're building him up to be this great...
Yeah, they're building him up sick.
I want Samoa Joe to be the one to take down Brock Lesnar. As much as people say Nakamura got to be the guy, it just... we'll just go into that later, but from a perspective that I see, it's just, I don't see that making sense. But Samoa Joe can be that guy. A face Samoa Joe taking down Brock Lesnar would be icing on that cake to then leave Brock into the sunset, have us forget about him, and for him to come back at 50 years old, a la Goldberg.
Damn, that much time off?
I know. Oh, well, no, at 50 years old, not 50 years later.
No, yeah, I know.
85 years old.
They're starting to more recently, more than ever, for the last couple of weeks, they're really shitting on Mick Foley, like as a GM. They're really like talking down on him and everything. He's even been mentioning too. I don't know how long a time I have here, and then like throwing that out there. So there was a really dressing down of Mick Foley by Stephanie McMahon backstage.
Planting the seeds to have Kurt Angle come after WrestleMania as the GM.
Is that what's going on? Or
it's a word on the street.
It's a word on the street?
Yeah.
The word on the webs? The word on the webs?
We just started a new rumor here.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We're reporting the news.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We're observing wrestling and reporting it.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's exactly
I forgot about that.
Sending out newsletters. So after that, Akira Tozawa and Noam Dar went at it. Which, I don't know. Like, Noam Dar, he's a pretty damn good wrestler. That guy is badass. But for him to job, like, so easily to get beaten by Tozawa.
How quick was that match? In like 5 minutes?
If even that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the finisher, his snap suplex,
snap German suplex is a thing of beauty.
I love that thing. That thing looks great.
Especially with ways he can get to that.
It looks quick.
To roll up, duck under, take the back.
The best thing about it is that it's quick and it looks safe.
Mm-hmm.
If you're...
that's safe as getting thrown on the back of your neck.
Yeah. The thing is that you can't... It's hard because he bridges it and he's short and you're going to get most of that guy's back and his neck.
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa does his damnedest to make sure it's safe. I mean, to have a finisher like that, you have to be confident in yourself and giving it to the person that...
Oh, yeah.
That receives it. And that kind of finisher can end careers.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
He also does a killer suicide dive. I don't know, man. Who do you think does the best suicide dive? What's your favorite suicide dive?
I'll mention the worst first.
The worst?
Yeah, the worst suicide dive I've seen is Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose's suicide dive.
Why? Because he hits him and he pushes him off?
He pushes him and then stands up and then falls again. The best suicide dive... Luke Harper's from SmackDown. Seeing that guy do a suicide dive, and he does it with,
big ass dude.
He does it with the grace of an angel, a one winged angel.
Some may say a one winged angel.
I know exactly, but no. In all seriousness, Luke Harper does have a great suicide dive. He is my favorite wrestler.
Most consistently,
you would then go with.
He's thinking.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn?
Yeah. Sami Zayn I would say has the safest. Not the safest, but the best looking suicide dive. Because that's all he's been bred for, is just taking crazy spots like that.
Tozawa is hitting this suicide dive that, oh man, it looks brutal.
Yeah.
And he's coming at you. Like, one of the highlights of the match was not only the snap German to finish it, but his suicide dive. Because he comes at a weird angle where he leaves the ropes, but he's coming straight down, kind of like a missile.
Oh damn!
It's crazy. But him and the guy from Lucha Underground, I keep forgetting his name.
Lince Dorado.
Lince Dorado.
Wait, the guy from Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Mil Muertes.
He comes out with a deer headdress. What the fuck is this?
Oh man. El
God.
Tejano.
Tejano's badass. That's a big ass dude. Seen that dude wrestle live? No, it wasn't.
Brian Cobb.
Oh, you mean
Oh, I'm sorry, kayfabe. Sorry,
kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe for the marks.
Monster Matanza Cobb. Monster Cobb Tanza.
So, yeah, I have right there. Money snap suplex.
Good.
There you go.
I see you watch Swingers. You Are Money.
Is that a Swingers reference?
Yeah, you never seen Swingers?
No.
Oh, okay, you should see it.
Well, what's the reference?
Is that you're so money you don't even know it? Oh, literally.
Okay. I've heard that
verbatim.
Before.
Yeah,
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
So, backstage segment again. Samoa Joe, Mick Foley, really getting into Foley's face. Once again, Foley hinting that his time as a GM is near. Always saying that he's always been. Now he mentions that he's always backed up Samoa Joe, alluding to the TNA days, but not necessarily because they can't say it.
What would they like during that promotion down south?
Yeah, anywhere else, I loved you. Like
the promotion down in Florida, and then look at the screen.
Yeah.
And one thing to take into consideration too, and I'm glad you mentioned the fact that Foley is alluding that he's going to be leaving, is that they're deliberate with that. They're not going to write it unless it's planting the seeds for him eventually leaving.
Yeah,
they're always going to have recorded things like that for vignettes, for they're basically saving up vignette reel every time they say stuff like that. And you need to be deliberate for them to then record it, or for you to then just hear it. You know, it's good foreshadowing
for the long run.
Exactly.
It's for the long haul.
For the long haul, baby.
Samoa Joe is basically like we said, they're building him up to be the next badass. This is what I have right there. Then Charlotte Flair comes out, cuts a promo, you know, basically saying, you know what's going to happen at pay-per-view. You know she's going to ultimately win because she's not going to break her streak and all that other.
Yeah.
They end up having a match with Charlotte and Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dana Brooke tries this interference move and botches it, and got a whole bunch of internet backlash.
How did she botch it?
Well, we will pull it up right now, as a matter of fact.
For the listening audience, if you want to describe it that way.
Here, I'll show you GIF, and you can.
Oh, GIF, nice.
Yeah.
So, Sound Lad number 2, aka Young Kraze, is going to be putting up the GIF here up on the pay-per-view live stream here on Mr. String Thing
GTP on YouTube.
Let's see what we got here.
SB Nation. What's up, SB Nation?
Shout out to SB Nation.
The headline of this article is Dana Brooke does not appreciate the internet calling her out for messing up.
Oh man, then she's not going to like a lot of smarks there.
On Raw, she was kept out of the women's tag match. That was the thing, because it seemed like there was a build-up to ready to have a tag match, but Charlotte cuts it off and says, we are going to have a tag match, but Dana Brooke's not my partner. And then Nia Jax comes out. Kind of like shoving her off to the side.
Yeah.
So, she was kept out of the women's tag match in story by her mentor, Charlotte. The Queen opted to go with Nia Jax against Bayley and Sasha Banks, which makes sense considering Jax isn't like most girls.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that?
That's
and
funny.
that she can destroy any wrestler WWE put in a ring with her without breaking a sweat. Trouble is, Brooke, who has already seen her television ring and screen time diminish since failing to get on her feet on the ropes for a dirty pin Bayley back in October. Do you remember that?
I think she's been off TV because she's going to she was working out to train, unless I'm getting worked.
You're probably getting worked.
Yeah. That's probably it. Well,
she
was just trying to get pumped up for a fitness related
competition.
Yeah, competition.
I don't know. They very well could have cut her from TV because she had a rough time. They called her up too soon, way too soon. But didn't she?
I agree.
Didn't she? She only reason she got called up is because Emma got hurt, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because Emma and her got called up at the same time, and that's when Emma got injured.
Yeah,
so she was just left out after they debuted, and they're like, "Well, we have to work without Emma. What do we do with Dana?" So platinum blonde hair, kind of looks like Charlotte, the short version of Charlotte. Boom, put them together.
Do it. So here's a GIF.
Okay, so then we have. Oh wow! So Bayley's near the area of where Dana Brooke is at, and she's supposed to sweep her feet and have Bayley land
on her face.
Yeah, land on her face, and
she's on the outside of the ring on the apron, and she sweeps in to grab her by the ankle, and to which he doesn't grab it.
Definitely not. And maybe we can blame her height, or
I blame her. I don't know, dude. She's had a rough time. She's kind of clunky. She was really good in NXT.
Yes,
I loved her in NXT. But this main roster spotlight that she got, man, she's falling short.
Definitely. And with that, you have to work twice as hard because you are being scrutinized, and the way they have it is you are on the main stage. You are at the big show. You know, it's the big leagues, baby. It's
the big leagues. She tweets out, when you actually know what you're talking about, then please tweet at me. Annoying when all you do is this, I mess up. Get a life. I mess up, get a life.
The best thing about Twitter is that you can look at what people tweet you and just ignore it. Because replying to it is you being guilty of it.
You're giving in.
Yeah.
So after that, Braun Braun confronts Mick Foley saying that he needs a contract. He
Dang,
wants a
Mick
contract.
Foley's getting it.
He's
this
getting
Monday
it
Night
bad,
Raw.
dude. He's getting it really bad.
Coming up next, Monday Night Raw, Mick Foley gets grilled again by another WWE superstar.
The reaming of Mick Foley.
That's a new DVD that they're gonna have out.
Mick Foley, the ream years. So he pretty much says, I've been beating Roman Reigns these last few weeks. I need a contract. Gets in his face. I've been beating him up. Threatens him. All this other stuff. So he's like, fine, Strowman. We're going to have a contract signing later on. To which they build up towards the end of the show. There's going to be a contract signing.
When you see that...
For Fastlane against Roman Reigns.
When you see that Mick Foley compromises like that, do you see a break in an average GM where he's just like... Or did he just say, fine, I will? Or did he have no composure when he said it?
He was frightened.
Oh, jeez.
He's frightened.
So he's getting punked?
Yeah, he's getting basically.
Imagine this was the territory days and it actually happened for real, where
God.
the booker was always scared of the talent.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
funny.
So he that was a cool little backstage segment, which I love about that. You know, I like how they do that now. They're starting to do it more.
Cool.
After that, Enzo Amore and Big Cass, which Enzo was just crazy hyped up. His energy level was through the roof. Hyping up Big Cass to go against Doc Gallows.
Yeah,
Luke
exactly.
Gallows now. So they have a big guy match, and it's awesome, dude. I like the big guy matches. Is instead of pairing them up with someone smaller, just pair the big dudes up together. They have a fire match, but that's not always the case. Like with AJ Styles and Luke Harper, they had a fire match too. But I like seeing when these big dudes go together. So
Luke Gallows can go.
He can.
Definitely.
And Big Cass is getting better.
That's the best thing about Big Cass, because he only had a few. He had like he was two moves short of Kevin Nash's whole move attire, including the hair flip.
I love Cornette.
He has a variety of moves now, and I like it. But when Cass started, he had the big splash and a clothesline and a shoulder tackle.
Yeah.
But now he's actually developed, and it's good to see that, especially pairing up with Enzo Amore as the mouthpiece. Icing on that cake.
They have a tag match at Fastlane against the champions, which, dude, honestly, Sheamus and Cesaro, the club, no one's done what the New Day did with those titles. I miss them as the champs.
Yeah.
And though I want Anderson and Luke Gallows to be champs, I want something more. I want them to what can they do to be better, to be a better tag team?
What's going to add momentum to Gallows and Anderson is them forming a faction. If they form a faction while having those titles,
With
and
more
then
people,
well, just start the club. They need to
the
start
actual club. Stop being the club with two people.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it's
Just
like,
have Finn Balor win the comeback, win the Universal title somehow. Then have the Gallows and Anderson retain throughout the point where Finn Balor can actually be the leader, and then have someone in 205 Live turn heel, give them the title, and then
Zawa?
Exactly. Well, yeah, we'll have a heel, like, I don't know, Adrian Neville.
It's like, we missed Japan, so we're just gonna get
Exactly.
Zawa.
But my point is that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have only one option. They're only going to
face the pay-per review club.
Exactly. They're going to get more over by being a part of a faction. Their shirt looks cool, their new one, but I mean,
What is it?
Literally is a Bullet Club parody. It has the.
It is?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It is. Yeah.
And
Man.
but that's the only way they're going to get more over, because they
Really?
should have. Yeah, they should have won it months into their debut. They were New Japan Tag Champs. So I mean,
IWGP check.
yeah, why not take that same momentum to the big dance?
Because it doesn't matter what you do outside the WWE.
They recognize New Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the IWGP titles.
So do you think what would get them over would be like, for instances, like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam?
Outside help would be the only way to get them
What if-
more over. Unless they start killing in promos like they did when they beefed with New Day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they had it. The whole Dr. Gallows thing.
yeah. Ring postitis.
Yeah,
all that.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was
little
funny,
back and
dude.
forth that they had.
That was funny.
It's just who you work with too, in combination with them needing to be a part of something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Because their momentum when they came in, I was like, "What the heck?" They debuted. When they debuted, I was like, "Oh, it's all coming together."
Yeah.
And then
No.
Yeah. Then no.
Yeah. The club, 2 people. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if you get what I was trying to say, but at pay-per-views where SmackDown and Raw are in the same building, if they were to faction up and interfere and do all that, would that get them more over ultimately when they're by themselves on Raw?
Oh, dude, that'd be the best thing to have a closeout of a pay-per-view with that club forming at Tossin, like Roman Reigns turning heel and joining them.
Absolutely not.
That would be a shocker.
No.
That would
if John? No.
Well, John Cena can too, or John Cena could just start his own little thing. He could reboot the NWO, which is always been a rumor. Imagine they start. Oh my god, a heel C Nation. That would just be a great icing on the cake for Gallows and Anderson. Is for them to just become a unit with someone else and do it cross promotion, and with SmackDown and Raw. That'd be great.
I want to see them against the Authors of Pain.
Oh my gosh, who's heel and who's face with that one?
Everyone, no one's safe. How about that?
Exactly,
no one is safe. So, they got rolled. They rolled over Enzo and Cass, Big Cass. They lost, which goes into my gripe last week or a couple weeks ago when it was Gallows and Anderson against Roman Reigns. They lost. They lose against Big Cass a week before their pay-per-view title defense. Can you make your tag team champs look stronger, please, WWE? Give a shit. How about that?
I heard a lot of counters to this argument saying that the singles competitors versus the tag competitors are in a different realm. That's the pitch. That's the pitch that they try to give you, and it's like, no, man. 2 people are greater than 1 person.
Yeah,
when you look at it from a regular bar fight stance, if some guy tries to fight you 1-on-1 and his tag partner comes in, you're not going to stand a chance.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be the dynamic that you'll see, and it's an obvious catalyst to the argument where Roman Reigns is stronger than Gallows and Anderson, which is
terrible
BS.
Terrible.
That falls short. That argument definitely falls short, and I agree with you. We do need to have consistency with the belts, and I have a lot of gripes that we can get off on a different show. But so what else do we got here?
Afterwards, Corey Graves opens up. Oh, they go to commercial. Corey Graves comes back, and he's in the middle of the ring, and he brings out Seth Rollins, which I would love to see Corey Graves get his own little segment. We'll call it Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
Something.
That'd be good.
Tales from the Grave. Something like that. He needs his own show. Definitely. Brings out Seth Rollins. Basically everyone in the WWE universe, all the Smarks, all the Marks, have been questioning whether or not Seth Rollins is going to be at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Wrestling. This may be the second year in a row that he's missed WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So he comes out and they talk. It's sad because I love Seth Rollins. That's my boy.
You and I both.
We used to hang out back in the day.
When he was Seth again.
Yeah, when he was
Sethworth.
We used to hang out with coloring books and stuff. So he is super broken about this because he drops the bomb that he won't be able to wrestle at WrestleMania this year. Did you think so? What did you think? What were your predictions on that?
I thought he was going to be able to go, but apparently he's not going to be able to go. Did it look like it was actually true?
He came out on a one crutch, which it was kind of like, come on, man. It was like he was gimmicked up, for lack of a better term, gimmicked up. He looked like he was kind of overselling it, so I'm like, all right, he's just gonna bust out. He's gonna come and say, of course I'm gonna be at WrestleMania. All this other shit. Nope. Shoots down the rumors. So while they're having this moment, him and Corey Graves in the middle of the ring, Triple H's theme song hits. He walks out.
Dang.
He climbs on the apron, and then he starts cutting a promo on Rollins. And he's like, you remember Samoa Joe? And then he turns around, Samoa Joe's on the outside, like ready to beat him up. basically shuts down, like tells him, "There's no way you're going to be at WrestleMania." What have you, goes into it. So then Seth Rollins calls back to a promo he made a couple weeks ago where he said that he has no other choice, and he said that Triple H says you're done if you ever come and interfere or call me out like he did at NXT. Mm-hmm. You're done. Forget about it. Forget about anything. So then Rollins says, "I have nothing else. I will be there." I pretty much threatened him that he's gonna show up and kick Triple H's ass at WrestleMania.
So it's gonna be one of those non-sanctioned street fights.
One of those, yeah.
Like with Michaels and Triple H.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means Seth Rollins is gonna come out in cowboy boots, jeans, and a white beater.
Cowboy boots.
Some boy boots.
He's cowboy boots
and some Balor Club boots.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Man, I'm a total mark for Seth Rollins. So anything he does, I'm behind.
That includes both.
That includes breaking up the Shield.
Yeah, I like that. And that includes me. I want to see him. What was the last time he's actually busted out that Phoenix Splash? Was it SummerSlam against Cena?
SummerSlam?
Yeah.
It was a Night of Champions.
Oh, yeah, okay. Night of Champions. It was probably because he faced Cena again.
When he did it to Cena at SummerSlam, I think it was, his face went right into his crotch. That was...
Right into the C Nation.
Right into the C Nation. So that was a huge pop from everybody. Anytime I hear Triple H's music, I pop. So yeah. Shout out to Lemmy. I think that's why. I think it's Motorhead. I think it's Lemmy Kilmister does it. Yeah, I think he's the reason.
Beautiful.
So after that, they bring the tone of the show down with Epico and Primo against Big Show. Can you just quickly go through that, since Epico and Primo really don't need to have their shine. They don't on our show. No, that's about it.
Great talent. You guys will thrive.
The amount of time we've been talking about them is already
more airtime than they've ever gotten the last 3 weeks of Raw.
Exactly.
Nice.
And for the match. I think they're just capitalizing on Big Show and how fit he is right now, and they're pushing that right there.
He looks great. I'm proud of the guy.
I'd like to see him against Braun Strowman again, because that match was awesome.
I want to see what he does at the gym, because I don't think modern day equipment can... Like, he probably goes to the forest, and then all you see is like 4 or 5 trees toppled down. Yep. And then he comes back out, and then he's just all pumped. Yeah. Just because he got a quick workout lifting a couple Douglas firs.
A body like that.
Press, a couple redwoods.
A body like that's made in the kitchen, too.
I want to see both of those guys take down a buffet, like shut it down.
Strowman and
Braun and Big Show.
God damn.
Table for 3 should be placed with Braun
at a buffet.
Big Show. Mark Henry
and Mark Henry, yeah.
And it's just going to be nothing to them talking, but like chefs bringing out like trowels full of food.
I totally watch that.
Today's 4-hour Table for 3 is brought to you by Golden Corral. They're at Golden Corral just taking care of business. That's cool.
Sponsored by Handy Wipes. We got a bunch of freaking Handy Wipes.
Nice.
So after that, it goes to commercial and it comes back. And guess what happens? Guess what they had ready for us when it came back from commercial?
Was it the Sami Zayn Samoa Joe match? Okay.
No, it was not.
What was it?
And they didn't have a match.
Oh, it was just one of those non-sanctioned
street fights.
Where
Sami Zayn came out in cowboy boots. And no. They had a promo package for the modern AA. We're just going to call him AA for now.
Yeah?
Austin Aries promo package, what tells me that they're ready to roll him out.
Oh my gosh, it's about time.
He's going to be, they even mentioned, they're like, you'll be at Fastlane commentating the cruiserweight, the cruiserweight match. They mention him. They usually don't mention him, whenever they have cruiserweights, he's going to be there.
The man with the banana in his pocket.
What is that?
You didn't know that?
What?
When he does 205 Live, he has a banana in his breast pocket.
No, he doesn't.
I swear he does.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's a banana. No, but you know that it's a banana in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Are you just happy to see me?
Yes, exactly. Well, that's the running gag.
Oh, okay.
It's because there's a banana in his breast pocket.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love him. I thought it was because he was vegan.
No, it's because he's the greatest man that ever lived.
Oh, that's true.
We might have to edit out that when you mentioned Austin Aries on the show.
Well, if you guys were wondering, the show is to a Smark and a Mark. You guys just figured out who the Mark was.
I know.
So Gallagher And T.J. Perkins versus Neville and Tony
Nese.
Tony someone over another.
The premier athlete, Tony
The
Nese.
premier athlete you're ready to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. They so heel Neville basically lets Tony Nese get tapped by Gallagher. Pretty awesome match. Pretty fast paced match. That was pretty cool. I love the cruiserweights.
Nice.
So, and then after that was Cesaro versus Samoa Joe. Great match. An awesome feud to go back to, because not only do they always talk about the history they have, but their work is insane together.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe wins. He cuts a promo saying, pretty much telling everybody, no one's safe. And then Sami Zayn attacks him from behind. And Sami Zayn does this plancha off the one he normally does over the top rope. He does it off the stage and pretty much flatbacks from that because he didn't land it right. But the height he got from it and how crazy he went with it. I love Sami
every time
Zayn.
he does that, it literally cuts his career short.
It does, dude.
But that shows you when he flatbacks like that, it shows his drive and his not necessarily carelessness with his body, but it shows that he's dedicated to what he does.
Oh yeah. Sami Zayn's amazing.
Big props to him because he puts it all on the line every match, and you see that the psychology that he puts with his face is literally how he feels. Even there's no way to duplicate that, faking it.
Even though Disco Inferno hates it to no end, I love it.
Disco Inferno. I don't even want to admit.
He's like, what is with this overselling? He's like, all these guys just oversell.
Disco Inferno.
He's Disco Inferno. Everyone, listen. If you're listening to wrestling podcasts, listen to Keeping It 100 with Conan. Him and Disco Inferno. He always has Disco Inferno on. Yeah. Disco Inferno is the grumpy old wrestling man. He's like,
I figure that he is.
He's like, whatever happened to this? How come it's not like this anymore?
Whatever happened to me dancing in the middle of the ring looking like a fool?
Yeah.
Yeah, does he ever mention that? His whole Disco Inferno gimmick?
Yeah.
The fact that he's still named Disco Inferno?
He's wrestling still.
Oh my god.
Don't. That's a legend. You show some goddamn respect.
I do show respect to my legends.
So they announced Nia Jax versus Sasha at Fastlane. And Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. They have their match at Fastlane too.
That's going to be cool. Finally get to see Samoa Joe on that big Titantron actually in a match. It's going to be good. I love that. It's going
to be really dope. I like Samoa Joe. That is like I said, we can always pull up Cesaro versus Samoa Joe. That's a feud I'm waiting to see.
Yeah.
But right now it's Sami Zayn. Let's do that shit. I want to see it. After that, they finally have the contract signing to close up Raw. Strowman, Reigns, Mick Foley's in the middle of the ring cutting a promo, and of course gets cut off, disrespected by Braun. He comes out, Reigns comes out, and then Strowman just starts going nuts on him, on Reigns. As soon as Reigns starts coming out, assaults him on the outside, throws him over. He throws him into the steel stairs, which Roman Reigns pops up and hits him with the Superman punch 80 times. Throws him on the outside, throws him against the barricade. Actually whips him into the corner when they get in the ring, and then the corner breaks, the ropes break.
No.
The ring starts falling apart. I don't know, they put it over how strong Braun Strowman is. Yeah. And then how beat up Reigns can get, and ultimately come back with the Superman punch to turn it around and ultimately win it.
It shows they got faith in the kid. His match with the Big Show literally put that on the grand stage, that he's able to keep up with the Big Show, who's now at his probably the best shape he's ever been since the early 2000s.
Best shape he's ever been since MacGruber. You know what I mean?
Probably MacGyver. But no, I mean, this is, I would literally say this, based on what I've seen physically, this is the best shape that the Big Show's ever been in. Because I haven't seen him that cut up. He never had abs.
Yeah. Imagine if he was like that and he stayed like that in his prime. Damn.
This is Big Show with Prilosec. Well, not Prilosec, but like Centrum Silver.
What was it? Did he promote that? No.
No, Prilosecos. He's like, I need 3 of these for my size. so whenever I'm ready.
Raw was awesome. I'd give it 2 thumbs up or whatever ranking you have here at the paper review.
How many Smarks?
How many Smarks out of 2? I'd give it 2 Smarks.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
That was good.
Pretty good. So you want to go through this Fastlane card?
I say we do. So we have. Let's go really quickly. We'll do like a quick little
Okay.
back and forth. So with the Fastlane 2017 match card, we have Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa versus the Brian Kendrick, and Noam Dar. You don't want
Alicia Fox going to be there?
Alicia Fox. Oh, you know they're not letting him finish that anymore.
Why?
They literally have him pull away now. Like, well, the last 205 Live, he says Alicia Fox, and then they pulled away the mic.
Oh.
So I don't know if they're letting him say fucks on 205 Live, but his accent, it's his accent. He should get away with it. That's discriminatory.
They're just like, hey man, you got to clean this up, kid.
With Tozawa and Rich Swann in the fold, you don't want to halt Tozawa's momentum by having him being associated with the loss.
They're pushing the kid.
Yeah. I feel that Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar are able to job out to these guys with no problem.
For sure.
So after that, shout out to Akira Tozawa's snap suplex.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see that this Sunday.
What do you got with? I'll give this one to you, Sasha Banks and Nia Jax.
I don't know. I don't know. Nia Jax, probably just to keep her momentum. They're gonna have her win.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks at this point can take a loss
to lead it up to. I agree with you there. The momentum that Nia Jax needs to have has to fold on to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that'd just be the icing on the cake for her.
To beat her at WrestleMania would be a big thing.
Yeah.
And they can always play up the fact that she re-injured Sasha Banks. Oh my God, she's re-injured.
Yeah.
That's why
Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. I don't think Enzo and Cass need the titles now.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take a major pay-per-view for them to win it. I'm figuring like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series for them to win the titles. That's when they'll get the title. No knock to Fastlane, but Fastlane is a lower tier pay-per-view.
It is, dude. Yeah. And with all knocks to Fastlane.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I have Gallows and Anderson winning that via heel-like shenanigans, but they need to keep that. They need to keep the titles. You just can't.
So?
You just can't give them the straps and have them lose it so quickly.
Yeah, that's true. But once we said, well, like we said earlier, they're really not doing that much with it. As much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, that is true.
And Enzo and Cass, every time they go into a title match since the NXT days, they haven't won one yet, and it's always crushed me. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them not coming up short all the time.
The best part about them is that they're probably the best tag team recovery-wise, and I mean that by if they take a loss, one promo bounces them back.
Oh, yeah. They're always going to be in there.
Same thing. I mean, Jack Gallagher is now going to be in that same breath, too, where they share a rare trait where a promo can rejuvenate their stock.
Yep, I agree.
Neville versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher.
Mm-hmm. Who comes out and offers a drink to everyone like a gentleman?
Tea and biscuits, definitely. Jack Gallagher, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, he is going to win the Cruiserweight.
You think he's going to be champ?
Title.
You don't think he's going to win the UK championship? What's going on with that? Do you know anything about that?
They're going to run a separate show for that.
Yeah, but is that title only going to be defended overseas?
I figure they would.
Are they going to move an entire roster over to Florida? Because they always do shit out of Florida.
Import them?
Yeah.
It's going to be like, they're probably going to have to hold it in the United Kingdom embassy. That way it's on UK soil. That'd be cool. But no, in all seriousness, I would...
Because they kind of just had a badass tournament. And
I would love for them to keep it in the UK because they have to compete with promotions inside the United Kingdom like Progress and WCPW.
Yeah.
It would be good to have them in the fold. Rebuild wrestling in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Neville is the best thing that happened to this division, the 205 Live cruiserweight division. But I think he's done his job now, and to have an upset like Jack Gallagher winning the title, though it is bad for having 4 different champs already.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of want Jack Gallagher to win it because it'll just be the ultimate revenge for Neville to win it on a bigger stage.
Yeah.
You know.
No stranger to underhanded techniques. Your boy, Austin Aries.
Mm-hmm.
He's, it wouldn't surprise me if he interfered in it some way. Or afterward.
Do an interview.
and maybe ambush somebody. Ambush the champ afterward.
Austin Aries should not. This little thing is that he shouldn't even be in the cruiserweight division.
Really?
They're planting the seeds for him to be in the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
He's bigger than the cruiserweight division.
Ooh.
I personally think that. I mean,
where would you see him? Where would you like to see him at? SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown.
That'd
be cool to have him at SmackDown.
Ooh, against AJ Styles or
previous good TNA matches that they had.
What was that?
They had previous TNA match. Oh well, the promotion out in Florida.
Oh, okay.
They used to wrestle at a promotion down in Florida.
Okay.
Austin Aries and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So the next match that we have after we had Jack Gallagher winning over Neville. Personally, you would think Neville's going to retain.
Yeah. He's like you said. Not only is he the best thing to happen in the division, he just sticks out more than anyone. It's like
it's only him. It's only Gallagher and Neville at this point. Rich Swann had it for a little bit, but once he lost the title, it's like he's out of the fold now, and that's unfortunate because Rich Swann is very charismatic.
He is. But I don't know, dude. Do you think who do you think can run the cruiserweight division other than Austin Aries? Is there anyone else? Because Gallagher, he kind of... I don't know.
Austin Aries, Gallagher, Akira Tozawa, and Rich Swann, and Brian Kendrick. Because TJ Perkins can't cut a promo to save his life.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes.
And then...
The only thing saving him is his cool Titantron. Where he's like...
He's a good wrestler, dude.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Come on.
But, no, he is. Oh, no. But I said the only thing saving him from, like, getting pops, besides his moveset, is the fact that he's like Mega Man when he comes out.
Yeah,
you know?
8-bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, 8-bit's not a gimmick.
8-bit's a good gimmick. 8-bit in a three-dimensional world.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe.
That's going to be awesome.
This has to be the obvious one where Samoa Joe cannot take a loss.
Hell no.
He has to, and I hate to do this, but Sami Zayn is the best one to take a beating from anybody. He's done it from Kevin Owens.
He said a flatback ends his career, and hell no, these beatings he's taking is shortening his career.
The Samoa Joe has to obliterate Sami Zayn.
I like how you did it with that accent.
Well, shout out to Neville. He taught me over at
Theo Neville.
Yeah, my Theo Adrian. Sami Zayn is going to be the best to sell it with his facial expressions.
Oh yeah,
he's the perfect dance partner for taking a beating, as prestigious as one from Samoa Joe.
I'm sad. I feel for Sami Zayn going into this.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, don't get hurt.
I might get the obituary ready for that one. Bayley versus Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? All right. It was already evident to me that Bayley wasn't ready to be champion. Her promos need. Ever since Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace, died, I don't know. He probably I feel like he was giving her the most tips on how to.
Now
cut
tomorrow,
a promo.
Bayley, I'm gonna be working with promos for you. Tomorrow we're working promos,
and then Thursday we're working promos, and Friday we're working promos. Saturday, Sunday promos.
I know, and Theo Dusty couldn't make it, man.
Yeah,
he had to go wrestle Rick Rude.
Oh yeah, and
Ultimate Warrior,
Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, so
well, he's probably in hell. So
but with Charlotte's stat of being undefeated at pay-per-views, that has to pass WrestleMania. Her whole pay-per-view statistic.
You felt like it should go past WrestleMania. Yeah. Like it shouldn't break.
Well, you don't have that stat for anything. Is my feel on it.
Didn't they say she was 16-time undefeated at?
I don't know what at this point isn't she 18-time champion now?
I'm pretty sure
this year alone,
26-time champion
plus last year, so she's an 1897 time champion.
There you go. Yeah, Charlotte should win that handily, whether it be through outside interference or what. But whatever it is, Charlotte's going to end up walking away with that win.
The next match that we have is Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
One of the only times I'm excited to see a match with Roman Reigns in it against Braun Strowman. What would be awesome is if during, say, is that in order that it's going to go?
That's why they have it. It looks, based on what we have with the titles coming up on the card, I would say this would be safe to say it's in order.
It'd be cool if Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn are going at it, and then Braun Strowman beats the shit out of Sami Zayn and starts his match right then and there. It's like, where's Roman?
No, I know both of them. Then Samoa Joe won't care because he doesn't really need to. His MO is that he's just there to just take care of business. So if someone does it for him, I think he'd be cool with it. I don't think he needs to he'll just probably tip his hat to Braun for a fantasy book in that one.
Now you were saying that Triple H is forming a heel stable. Do you think Braun Strowman will roll right into that?
You know, Braun Strowman's a one-man guy. Him being in the Wyatt family with his baby fat top that he had,
yeah,
wasn't a good idea. Mm-hmm. He needed to be solo off the jump. I guess they used him and the Wyatts to be just to put him over that high.
No, they needed to take care of him because he wasn't ready. That's pretty much what he said on Talk is Jericho.
Dang.
I'm sorry, Talking Shop. Or Talk is Jericho presents Talking Shop. Shit over Shanghai.
With Sugar Braun Strowman.
With Sugar Braun Strowman.
The
Brown Sugar Braun Strowman.
I want Braun Strowman to have a great match with Roman Reigns. I hope that they have stuff that we haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope both. Well, with Roman Reigns, I've kind of seen a majority of his moveset.
I just want to see that Superman punch. God damn.
I know, huh?
I haven't seen it enough.
Or his drop kick from the outside of the ring.
Yeah, the drive-by.
Yeah.
Or a spear. Oh my god, a spear.
I love that. Braun Strowman needs to put on a showcase, and this is the pay-per-view to do that, because we've been teased his moveset with the Big Show versus Braun.
Mm-hmm. So
how about he takes everything out and shows his whole bag of tricks that he has right now?
Yeah.
Possible Hurricane Rana. Possible. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to see suplexes from this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Having him being that tall,
yeah.
Suplexing Roman Reigns.
Would be awesome.
Roman Reigns would be 25 feet high.
Well, how would you feel if Braun Strowman took the Razor's Edge? If that was his move? That seems like a big, a nice big guy move to
have
do.
a good variation of that. That'd be nice.
Because Roman does a sit out Razor's Edge,
yeah.
But if Braun was just picking people up and throwing them, that'd be badass.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's a pretty good move.
Showcase of the strength.
It's better than the reverse chokeslam, which I can't stand.
Oh, that's what he does, huh?
Where he grabs him by the back of the neck and just flops.
You should just throw him in the crowd.
Oh, Big Cass teased a chokeslam during his match.
Oh, really?
Bam, got him up, and then they shake off to the side. But I was thinking Big Cass with the chokeslam, not bad at all.
I'll have Braun Strowman taking this W. Roman Reigns doesn't,
but he's not gonna win clean, obviously.
Oh yeah.
How do you think he's gonna win?
Braun?
Yeah. No. Braun.
Oh yeah, Braun.
Yeah.
Outside shenanigans count out Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns gets counted out with Braun Strowman being in the ring at the end.
Braun Strongman.
The next match that we have is the main event.
Ooh.
Kevin Owens versus Goldberg. Like I said before, Goldberg doesn't necessarily need the title to highlight a good match at WrestleMania.
I know, but I just feel like he's gonna win that title. And it sucks.
If he wins it, he has to make Kevin Owens literally look like shit. Because in comparison to what he did with Goldberg...
With Lesnar.
Oh, no, yeah. With what Goldberg did in comparison to what he did with Lesnar at Survivor Series, Kevin Owens in the likes of kayfabe is nowhere near the tier that Brock Lesnar's at.
But then again, we don't know because we haven't seen him go at it.
Well, I mean, if Goldberg literally beat Brock Lesnar that quickly, what makes you think he's gonna last a great match with Kevin Owens?
It's like Al Snow said. Remember?
Yeah.
You guys just killed the business when he was talking about
exactly. Oh yeah, with Tony Atlas. When Tony Atlas lasted 15 minutes with a regular sized guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to kill the business in this respect. You kind of want to keep it consistent.
Damn.
And
so you think he'll like tactics? I already gave my prediction. Of what's
Brock's going to interrupt it.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay, Brock's going to interrupt it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
I am definitely comfortable with that. Because
Goldberg's not going to take a bump or anything.
No. There has to be some way, somehow, Goldberg has to not win this title for the prestige of this title.
Ooh, you're putting prestige on the title.
Yeah.
You're putting respect on the title?
I have to.
Okay.
You need to make sure that this title stays. It's a young title. You know, you have to make it last a legacy. You just can't pancake it to Goldberg.
Oh, God.
You know,
Don't say that.
Just can't.
I'm adamant with the idea that he's gonna, or like I said, he's gonna lose it through Chris Jericho. Something's gonna happen. You remember what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho comes out, interferes. Owens somehow loses it, and then he faces Jericho for the United States title at WrestleMania.
I'll allow that.
You'll allow that?
Yeah. I'll book that. I'll book that when we're talking. When I'm talking to Kevin Dunn.
Okay, yeah. Run that by him.
Excuse me, Mr. Dunn.
So that's it, man.
That's what we got for Fastlane. I'm excited. The card looks decent.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to plant the seeds for something with WrestleMania with at least 3 of the matches.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I mentioned at the last times I reviewed Fastlane, I just consider this a lower tier pay per view.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. If you don't advertise and build it up to the likes of Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series, then you're not gonna ever have big draws to these pay per views.
But wasn't Roadblock? What was it? This year or last year?
Was
amazing.
Roadblock and then Roadblock end of the line.
Yeah. But Roadblock was great.
Yeah,
they had a great Roadblock last time.
Yeah,
and it was a small show. So
the one you're talking with Dean Ambrose and Triple H main event,
was that the? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good match.
That was a good pay per view. The whole thing was good.
I don't know what you can do. I mean, there's going to be matches that you'll remember, but good booking would definitely take these pay per views to the next level.
Yes,
you don't do. But that's the thing about WWE is you can't do big time booking because then you'll end up taking the heat out of what WrestleMania does.
Yeah,
showcase of the Immortals, baby.
Come on, have a little more faith in your roster, though.
I wanted to ask you really quick. So, say really quick about WrestleMania. One question I had about it.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania starts, and then all you start hearing is "Real American," and then Hogan comes out. What do you do? What's your first reaction?
As an African American man, I'd still kind of take offense to what he had said about our people.
Okay.
But since I'm not an African American man, I'd probably pop for that.
I would too.
I was really Hogan was never really my guy.
There's this Facebook group there's a bunch of smarks on there. And they're all yawn, bathroom break. I'm like, come on.
For Hogan?
Right?
All right, come on. No, Hogan was never my guy. But I show some goddamn respect for the man.
Homeboy's the man.
He's
without him, there was no NWO. Without him, there has to be. I mean, Hogan is the one that launched the catapult.
What do you get?
No disrespect to Hall Nash. What am I getting at? Is that's just it just stunned me how they shat on the Hulkster.
On the Hulkster. Now, I seen an article. I forgot what website it was for, but they said what can possibly save the Bullet Club is Hulk Hogan joining. Imagine that. Trip out on that. What do you think?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hogan joined the Bullet
in Japan.
Musa Masatasu, brother. The Bullet Club is at a great spot without Hogan.
Yeah. But he can mentor Cody.
That would be sick to have
Cody Hall.
To have Hogan in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, see, you kind of shit on him in the beginning, but now you're thinking about it.
And then he is Hollywood. He's a gaijin coming. That's the main gimmick of the Bullet Club is just gaijins taking over in Japan. Yeah. That'd be great.
And it's, like I said, second generation Cody Hall, Scott Hall's son. Yeah. He's in the Bullet Club. Yeah, think about that.
Let's take care of SmackDown. What do you say?
Let's go. All right, now I watched, I'm going to say a little more than half of SmackDown.
Okay.
So we can volley back and forth between this, but what do you think from opening?
Well, you had Cena and The Miz come out and both deliver excellent promos on each other. You had The Miz doing his typical, with you being here, you've taken the chances of what I can do here, and it's all your fault.
Yeah.
The Cena fires back with, you claim to be your own guy, but when you've debuted, you shorten your name just like you shorten your name a la The Rock. You then ripped off of a majority of Chris Jericho's gimmick, and then you also then took the figure 4 leg lock a la Ric Flair.
Yep.
And he said, "You're
basically been saying about him what AJ Styles had been saying for the last 6 months."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And the Miz's MO is just heel scratching and clawing, and you've been taking my thunder. But Cena he fires back and says, "It's not my fault. You stole another gimmicks. Your excuse is just to blame other people."
Yeah.
Maurice, as soon as John Cena tries to leave, because then he says, "You know what? You try this again, like The Undertaker, you'll be a dead man."
No. Because he initially said, because he said, Cena, all you're doing is you kind of like have the keys to the city. You can come here and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So John Cena said, "Do you think if I had the keys to the city, I'd be in here with you?" Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then he said, "No, because I'd be talking about WrestleMania and The Undertaker." And everyone's like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah.
To which at the end of the shoot promo, would have felt like a shoot promo,
Yeah.
says afterwards, "You're not The Undertaker, but if you do this again, you're a dead man."
It's
Which popped me.
Yeah.
John Cena, I hate John Cena. I don't like him. He's not, other than regardless of what he did for the United States title when he was champ, he kind of made that belt at that time better than which I think Roman Reigns was holding the main title at the time.
Yeah.
Was awesome. John Cena's the man. The way he can turn a crowd around, he's the man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like him. I'm not a fan of him, but I'm impressed with the amount of stuff he can do. He turns my own feelings against me.
Oh, every time he faced AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, I totally changed my attitude towards him.
Yeah. Awesome promo, dude. What a great way to open up SmackDown.
So Maurice then, John Cena's on his way to leave the ring.
Yeah.
Then Maurice tells him, he's like, "Well, you're a man about respect, right? So respect this." And then slaps him. And I'm like, well,
come on.
All right. John Cena looks at her like, "Man, you just made a great big mistake." Nikki Bella comes out. And you could look at her, but you can't touch. Just to leave that out there.
Just so you know.
It gets Nikki pissed. It gets Nikki pissed.
It gets her pissed.
And then it makes her pissed. Makes her pissed in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
She comes out and tells Maurice off. She's all,
yeah. Oh, shit.
That's my man.
Sorry about that.
That's my man, you wench.
Which is the first time? Is it the first time they mentioned that they're together on TV?
Nikki and John?
Yeah. Like in the same ring? Because as far as I've been watching, they've been pretty separate.
Yeah, exactly. Planting the seeds for Maurice and The Miz versus Nikki Bella and John Cena.
Which I seen reports earlier last year, or in the middle of last year, saying that they're going to incorporate more intergender matches. So this is like the first time you're seeing a really big one.
The great segment. I think it was a great opening segment with The Miz and John Cena.
Awesome.
I liked it. Both of them can cut promos, which is the best thing about both of them.
Dude, The Miz is so underrated. People hate The Miz, which I understand.
That's the first thing I had to tell the guy. I was like, "Dude, you're great."
Yeah. Aside from Austin Aries, he's one of the greatest men that ever lived.
Yeah. The next match that we have, the next thing we had on the SmackDown card was Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. 2 out of 3 falls.
I love me a 2 out of 3 falls match.
It was tied 1-1. Alexa Bliss comes out and tries to distract Becky Lynch, but it backfires and costs Mickie James the match.
She distracted me more than anything.
You and I both, my friend. This then is gonna, like I said, it's gonna lead up the way where Mickie James and Alexa Bliss are gonna have a fallout. Becky Lynch is at this position now where she can face Alexa Bliss pending Naomi coming back for her rematch or for her getting the ability to actually get the title back. But nonetheless, I thought this Becky Lynch is a great wrestler. Mickie James is surprising me. When her match with Asuka at NXT TakeOver
that was a good match.
Surprised me. And the fact that she can still go after a 6-year layoff, it's crazy to imagine that.
Yeah.
Then you follow this match with the Luke Harper promo, cutting a promo saying that he sees the light now. He's a face, and he's trying to at least win this opportunity to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, one of the main events of WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Let's be fair here.
We then have We then have a backstage interview with Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going into her acting mode where she wants to thank all these people like an Oscar.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, Natalya comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Then Natalya cuts a promo in the middle of Alexa Bliss's segment. Natalya then proposed the idea of taking her title away from her.
Yeah.
Heel versus heel match.
Yeah.
So,
which I don't know. You kind of fall into the heel versus face dynamic.
I do
all the time, which Kaz does too much. I think.
Yeah.
You don't need a heel and a face to make a good match.
Exactly. You don't. But it's just confusing when you see it. You don't see it often. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I want to bring to the attention of is that you don't see that often. Mm-hmm. And you don't necessarily need any of them to change face.
Yeah.
But it was just obvious. It was just apparent to see that, and I had to bring in a mention. It would be a great match. Natalya can call a match on the go.
Out loud so everyone can hear it.
Well,
on the broadcast.
only if it's an Ontario City street fight,
there you
like
go.
they had it in Ontario. I think it'd be a great match. I know Natalya would be doing most of the work.
Oh yeah,
during this match,
yeah.
But Alexa does phenomenal. She's doing great stuff with her promos, and the fact that she's with her undersized moveset.
Oh, okay.
Literally helps her out a lot. I'm excited to see this, whether it happens or not. But the seeds are planted for that one.
There we go.
We then go early on with Luke Harper and AJ Styles.
That was weird that they started that match so early.
Good stuff.
Now, when you showed up, I was in the middle of watching that match, and what I seen was so far was great.
Yeah.
What happened during that match? What are the highlights?
What I want to tell you about Luke Harper versus AJ Styles is that it told a story quick. Mm-hmm. It basically showed that a pompous AJ Styles was going to go up against someone bigger than him. They literally started off with like AJ talking smack to him, and Luke Harper picks him up, puts him on the turnbuckle, lays him like that, and walks away and says, "Look, dude, this is easy for me.
Yeah,
let's just do this."
He was holding his feet up, holding him up by his body, and his feet were just kicking.
There's a great dynamic between the two in size. That's like you said, you're telling the story as it goes along.
They actually opened up SmackDown with a little back and forth banter backstage, where AJ was still trying to convince, McMahon and Daniel Bryan that
Shane McMahon.
So that was pretty cool. That before their match, they had a little encounter to which, like you said, AJ Styles was pompous, and at the same time, Luke Harper was just grateful for the opportunity he had.
Yeah, the "Let's Go Harper" chants start coming around.
That's great.
I haven't heard that in ever. For the first time in a long time, I've heard "Let's Go Harper"
since he was Intercontinental Champ.
Then we have a slingshot senton from Luke Harper outside of the ring. Slingshot senton, it was good stuff. AJ had no offense besides after, because then when you had AJ on the outside of the ring for some reason because he wanted to recover, so heel goes on the outside of the ring.
Oh yeah,
and then you had Tope Suicida come from Luke Harper, which looked great.
Awesome. Then
a dragon suplex. Yeah, you're going to see later in the match that there's a dragon suplex that goes from Luke Harper to AJ Styles.
Hell yeah.
It looks great. This match, to me, put Luke Harper on the forefront in the eyes of the people on the main stage.
Oh, yeah.
This is right now. You may have liked him or when you've seen him with the Intercontinental title, but this now, you need someone as good as AJ to make it look great, too.
Yeah, phenomenal.
It takes two. So then what happens is AJ Styles pins Luke Harper after phenomenal forearm. Luke Harper puts his leg up on two, and the ref doesn't see it and counts it. And then it looks like AJ wins, and then Luke Harper still has his foot on the rope.
On the rope, yeah.
And then AJ kicks it away before the ref can see it, and he just holds his hands up. Shane comes out and says, "No, hold on, player."
Yeah.
And then tells that these guys need to restart this match.
Do you like that?
Yeah. I mean, it basically takes a dump on what Daniel Bryan can't do from the previous.
Yeah.
So Shane saw the controversy, restarts the match, and then Luke Harper accidentally kicks Shane McMahon in the face.
Oh.
Just a little interruption spot where like AJ's trying to talk to him, and then Luke Harper tries to come around.
Oh, and hurt
then
AJ.
Yeah, gets super kicked in the face.
God damn.
Then AJ throws Luke Harper into the steel turnbuckle on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Then rolls him out, and then finishes with the springboard 450 right to his crotch. It was actually just to his knees, but the knees felt it. Midsection at best. AJ wins. AJ is going to be headlining one of the main events at WrestleMania.
Oh god, that sucks. No,
for Luke Harper.
For Luke Harper, because everyone was behind Luke Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was behind him, and more so after his match with Randy Orton at Elimination Chamber. And it kind of seemed like, we're finally going to get Wyatt versus Wyatt to main event.
Which would have been different.
Yeah, I noticed you put your phone away.
Yes.
To which you had your notes on.
Yes, because I know the rest of what's going to happen.
Okay.
That was the only... After that, it was just literal fluff for the rest of SmackDown.
You're telling me you didn't enjoy Apollo Crews' chair match with Dolph Ziggler?
No.
I didn't even see it. What happened?
It was okay, so I know the finish at least, but it's just like they need to do something different with Apollo Crews, man. Like this, I love the guy. His stuff at Dragon Gate, when he was in Dragon Gate, was awesome. Homeboy has a moveset.
Oh yeah.
But this match, so check this out. So Apollo Crews puts the table on top of Dolph Ziggler, and then he does a standing moonsault. He then sells it like RVD does when he does a five-star frog splash.
Grabs his guts
and then tries to pin him. Dolph kicks out at 2. Apollo keeps selling it,
mm-hmm.
and then Dolph Ziggler takes Apollo's throat and throws it on the ropes, and then he's all coughing for air and stuff, and then Dolph just gives him a couple chair shots, and then takes the victory. What he does is he props up the chair in the middle of the ring,
mm-hmm.
and then Atomic drops him right on his
god,
junk.
Yeah.
And after that, he basically shits on him, saying like, "This is easy to me, like you're never gonna win. I'm here to show the world." He's here to show
him what? We've already seen everything you got to show.
So Dolph wins, beats Apollo Crews, and it was.
What can save Apollo Crews if he goes to Lucha Underground, puts a mask on, comes back to WWE after a stint in Lucha Underground?
Apollo Crews can be saved in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to change this gimmick up.
What gimmick? He doesn't even have one.
He's proud to be in the WWE. He's just glad to have the opportunity.
Thanks,
He's
man.
been doing that for the
Smiling.
next 8 to 10 months.
No.
His moveset is impressive.
No.
He's doing stuff that a man his size isn't supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That gets over.
Oh, yeah.
What doesn't get over is his MO, his gimmick,
mm-hmm.
his actual attitude. Like, just change it up, turn heel, do something.
I won't even save him.
I think so.
Well, what about Dolph Ziggler? What do you do with him? You cut him?
I don't know what you do with Dolph Ziggler. The thing is that he's a great mid-card guy. Like, he's like our good friend Steve Justice.
Oh, yeah.
Over at
Tri-City Wrestling.
Yeah, Tri-City Wrestling. I mean, he's the hardest worker in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
One of them.
And he's been to the top.
He's been to the show. But in all seriousness, Dolph is able to last out the rest of his contract within the mid card and have no problem with it because he does a great job.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him on any pay-per-views coming up. I'm not really stoked. The last time I was kind of stoked was when he had the match against Sami Zayn.
The last time I was stoked for the guy was when it looked like he was going to be able to win the title against Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam. When he cut a crazy promo saying, "This is my only shot."
Yep.
And then that was it. They put on a hell of a match, but he didn't win it, which sucks. Yeah. That would have been the moment to put the title on him. So, the next thing I want to talk to you about is something that came along the ways of people observing wrestling.
Oh, okay. And newsletters and stuff.
People in the seats at ringside.
Oh, okay.
they let us know via tweets and social media from the man himself, Broken Matt Hardy, that he actually left TNA Impact Wrestling.
Broken Matt Hardy did?
Mm-hmm. So Matt Hardy himself, Matt and Jeff, respectively, both of them are no longer...
saying Matt Hardy.
I know. Both of them, respectively, do not work for TNA Wrestling. They were the champs. Now they have to let go of the belts, etc. It doesn't matter. But the thing that I want to see is what are the best booking options that Matt and Jeff have at this point. Their gimmicks are over.
Yes.
They definitely are one of the best things that happened in wrestling in the last couple of years. This Broken Matt Hardy gimmick, this whole Broken Matt Hardy, this whole idea of being this deity, this guy that's above humans is so hilarious to me. It's working.
It's over with you. When did it get over with you?
When he did the when he invited the express that rocketh and rolleth to the Hardy compound.
That's when
Total Nonstop Deletion in combination with that
with the what do you
when they fought the Rock and Roll Express,
a tag team Apocalypto.
Yes, that along with Total Nonstop Deletion. Along with the stuff that I was just with. The moment that I was really over with Broken Matt Hardy is the podcast that he had with Chris Jericho.
Oh, yes.
Where they were totally in character.
Yes.
Where it looks like you go to the abode of Matt Hardy with like fancy violin music.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy was 100% in character.
Oh, it was beautiful.
When he called Ethan Carter the third version of Ethan Carter, I lost it. I was just like, what the... I was like, Ethan Carter, in kayfabe terms, would have to still be alive. I don't know. Like, it's just funny. It's like, how is he the third version?
He's awesome.
Nonetheless, it's impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
It resurrected his career and Jeff's career. Because now Jeff has a new lease on life, because at one point it looked like Jeff wanted to go.
Yeah, it was looking bleak.
Yes. But I want to see this Broken Matt Hardy gimmick on the Big Show. I want to see it in WWE.
On the Big Show? You want Big Show to be broken?
Broken. The show that was once humongous.
Yeah. the minuscule show.
The minuscule show.
Well, I'm going to revert your eyes to the good people at Forbes who published an article.
Yeah.
What was that, today or yesterday?
Yes.
Matt and Jeff Hardy's potential WWE return is unlikely to be as broken characters.
That is what you do not do at this point.
That's what you don't do. Now, according to Broken Matt Hardy, he owns his intellectual property as well as the intellectual property of Brother Nero.
Yeah.
Do you think TNA will try and do some sneaky shit and try to like copyright claim some shit?
He's able to go to other promotions and keep his identity like that. He doesn't change it up. So going in, I know that TNA accepted accepted all of his creative control for that character.
Yeah.
And for him to take it to other promotions and not specifically license it out to Impact Wrestling, shows that no one has control over but him.
We might have to get a new badass song.
The thing that's gonna be a deal breaker for me is that if WWE pries too much into this character and tries to take things out, put things in, because it's too good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But it is broke. But
in the terms of going over, it is not. It is.
Yeah.
It is very much.
It's broken brilliance. It's exactly what he says it is.
I used the worst term. If it ain't broken, don't fix
I know.
it.
What the hell was that?
I just fucked that up.
So they're saying, well, what in the long run, what made it so good is that he kind of had total creative control at TNA. Mm-hmm. They kind of just let him do his own thing.
Yeah.
So for him to come over here, King Maxwell's gone. He's not going to be there anymore. His wife probably won't be there.
No.
You kind of like, what happens? Then you get...
He's able to... It's good. I mean...
Vanguard 1? He's not going to be there?
Yeah. They'll let him have Vanguard 1.
What about the...
If you any Delete chance, Delete is in the same respects of Yes.
take it easy with that.
Well, not on the main stage.
No,
but I'm saying it's the
big?
it's the yes chant of the lower
Yes.
of the minors.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay.
The deletion chant will get over crazy.
Hell yeah, it will.
Which is, you gotta make sure people don't try to do it like a Z Heil, like that one NXT show I saw.
That was bad.
People were literally doing it like a Z Heil at
They
the
were
show.
doing that, and then to which Matt Hardy sternly, addressed it like, "This is how you do it. Don't do it the other way."
Yeah, for the love of God, do not do this.
Do not.
He does it in his
Sig
regular
Heil.
voice. As you see in this article here, that the broken merchandise
The broken merchandise.
was top 10 on ProWrestlingTees.com.
It was.
So it's moving merch on.
Oh, for sure.
But
He had a massive. He tweeted out that they were going to be having a massive sale at MattHardyMerch.com or whatever.
yeah,
And they were just broken tees flying off the shelves.
TNA is probably going to be selling their stuff for $5. You can get good
Hey, might as well
Bobby
jump.
Roode and Austin Aries stuff for $5
Jump on that.
on clearance. I already did.
Matt and Jeff, 42 and 39 years old. How much do you invest in someone who's 42? And
A couple years.
also, Matt Hardy's he's not as nimble as he used to be.
He can still wrestle. Both of them
Can
can.
he? He can't really wrestle. His character
Delete!
is more over.
Deletion. You need to get deleted right now.
I know. Delete me. Please classify me as obsolete. But I'm being honest here.
I understand that. And
His match with his last match with Kurt Angle was terrible.
I
You
got
said Cactus Jack in TNA was bad. Or
well,
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley was the TNA champion. He was king of the mountain.
Ouch.
I kind of threw up in my mouth saying that.
I love you, Cactus Jack. I love you, Mick Foley. But
We do love you for all your sacrifices. But let's see this. Hold on.
oh, where do you want to go?
So one of the things that's holding you back from the Hardys being signed to WWE is their age.
Is no. Just the wrestling ability of Matt Hardy is questionable. The whole delete or the whole character of broken Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
How far can you get with that without people fucking it up? That right there scares me. I think
that's a very minute detail, I think.
Okay.
But the age does kind of scare me as well.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm seeing, if they do actually go to WWE, is a 2-year max kind of deal. Like, they need to have one, like the Dudleys, but better, and not shitting on them, where they lose at their farewell match.
Yeah. Horrible
against
last
the club.
Horrible
So let's not give them a send off like that.
Uh-huh.
But if you have Matt Hardy come out of nowhere as like this, have him re-debut like Taz debuted at Royal Rumble against Kurt Angle. All you hear is delete, or have whatever. Just have some hint that this is Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna get in on it. You'll
How
just
would-
hear delete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be. Oh, imagine.
And then you have precious brother Nero.
Which that's what I'm more excited for. Is Jeff Hardy, because I've always loved Jeff
And
Hardy.
that's what I was building to, is that you also have his second is a former WWE champion.
Yeah.
What's not more to move merch like WWE wants,
That's
and
what
have
it is in the long run.
to bring a little leeway there as to where let them control a majority of the gimmick and come to common ground to where you can actually work with this from WWE side and to the Hardy side.
That's going to be hard middle ground to establish.
Exactly.
Hard. That's what scares me.
Which kind of leads me to believe that they might more than likely go to New Japan Pro Wrestling or whoever can afford them, because now their contracts are up with them moving merch. They're going to ask for a lot of money, and it's respect being that they will exclusively move merch within your promotion.
Yeah.
Especially if you're able to get that kind of deal. You
So
see the possibilities that these guys have now.
Yeah.
Versus what 2 or 3 years ago, these guys were running, selling out American Legions.
I know. Right? The Elk Lodge.
But it goes to show you that if you're able to stick with a gimmick, stick with a character, and get it over at the right time,
if you can get it over.
bless the Hardys for finding lightning in a bottle.
Oh yeah.
and taking it to the stratosphere from the independent level to the main stage. That is which the action that never stops, or whatever however he would say
TNA
it.
told us stop action.
The action that never stops.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I love the fact that he was like, when they went to go defeat Psychosis and Super Crazy, he's like, we're here at your Mexican League to get the Mexican titles of the world. We're here to procure those Mexican titles of the world.
Oh, yeah.
And then Conan was all, because Conan's the lead booker, I guess, for that promotion. And in the video, he's all like, all right, we got to make some bootleg Broken Matt merchandise. Find whoever you can and bootleg it and sell it before these guys leave. Because they wanted, in kayfabe terms, they came to Tijuana to procure the titles. But they were like, he's like, well, how much do you want? He's like, we don't need money. Money is not what drives us. What drives us is the procurement of these titles. So that was hilarious. Conan was like, wait, these guys just want the titles?
I love Conan.
Like, it was funny because Conan was building on it. And anyway, they ended up procuring the Mexican titles of the world over at Conan's promotion.
This says talks of Hardy re-signing came to a halt due to language in their TNA contracts that require TNA to approve outside bookings while keeping 10% of their earnings. Unfortunately for those united in praise of the Broken Hardy brand, recent WWE history and all possible legal red tape suggests that any return to the worldwide leader would be for a nostalgia run as the Hardy Boys.
That is, if you're going to have that, you're not going to move as much merch as you would have as Broken Matt Hardy and Precious Brother Nero.
Oh, yeah.
So
what pissed me off about the Dudleys is when they came back, they had a new theme song. They didn't have their old theme song.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Well, at least they had the pyro, at least. I mean, it was always going down. I thought that was always unique, where he just shot a little bottle rocket down to the main stage.
I want you to take a look at this real quick.
Yes.
This right here is numbers, or it's a chart for TNA.
So I'm looking at this ratings chart, and we're seeing... I have to take off my gimmick here.
Look at this massive drop into somewhere around the 100,000,
yes,
I guess, views per show on America.
Yes, TNA doesn't really draw a lot. Their biggest draw was, as of the last time, was Final Deletion after the last spike that they had in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Final Deletion, yeah, because the last time they actually brought a big draw was when Bobby Lashley was won the title from Ethan Carter. The third version of Ethan Carter.
Bobby Lashley, rest in peace.
Bobby Lashley's not dead.
He's dead to me.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's been another great episode of Pay Per Review.
Ooh, the Pay Per Review podcast.
We'll end it real quick with the whole the news of Jack Swagger asked for his release, and
WWE asked for his release,
and WWE was like, "Yep, well, here you go."
Oh, we thought you never asked.
Yeah, exactly. He'll find work somewhere else. It's just the fact is there's a lot more talent that outshines him at this point.
Oh yeah,
and Jack Swagger can find a better home somewhere probably in where the action never stops.
Really?
As TNA? Jimmy, what's John Swagger doing in the Impact Zone?
The real life American or some stupid.
I'm a real life American.
So now, in this instance, what do you do with someone like Jack Swagger? Would you be open to an NXT call down for him to go down to NXT, maybe with a different gimmick altogether?
With Jack Swagger,
or is it just
at this stage in his WWE career, there's no saving him.
Damn.
That song, everything about him, the whole We the People thing, that's always going to stay with him, and that's what's always going to get him pops. And he's going to take that to Reseda, not with P. No, I'm just kidding. Not with PWG, but
Did you like him as a wrestler, Jack Swagger?
I thought he was cool. I thought it was just like he wore his heart on his sleeve. That's what I liked about him.
Yeah.
His whole power moveset. I'm always a big fan of like smaller guys, but with the power moveset like that to showcase their strength.
Yeah.
The guy was good with me. I didn't have a problem with him. But it's just he was stale.
Very
He's a floundering fish in a big lake.
huge. That's kind of what happened with huge. That kind of what happened with and he admitted it too, was Ryback. Was he kind of had to leave because the influx of greater, more diverse talent kind of like, made him stagnant.
Maybe they need to break Ryback.
Ooh.
The Hardys get Ryback. Oh, isn't it the rye that goes forward? Just start calling him rye bread.
Oh my god. Rye forward.
Hey, what's up? This is Ryback with rye bread from Quiznos. Here to tell you to feed you more at Quiznos with the coupon.
Feed you more with the new Ryback bread sandwich.
The Ryback suplex sub.
Oh god.
The rye bread suplex slub.
There you go.
Slub.
They only sell them in footlongs.
Kraze, I am thankful that you joining me on this co-hosting gig with Paper Review. I appreciate that. I'm glad to go back and forth with a fellow Smark or a Mark. Who is the Smark and who's the Mark?
You guys find out.
That is the mystery of a Smark and a Mark here on the Paper Review Wrestling Podcast. I want to thank my co-hosts once again for joining us, and you can catch us on our respective shows. You can catch me with my co-host, the founder of Lyricology 101, Andre Gaynor, where we discuss film, entertainment, conspiracy theories. You can also catch me on Retro Collecting 101, where I talk about retro game updates, scandals, drama, and also, Adrian, I believe you have a couple of casting pods that you'd like to put over.
Yes, the pod that we cast every Thursday tomorrow, which if you guys are watching this live, every Thursday, the 840 review with me and Cosmo. You guys can check that out. Also, the flagship show of the channel, the GT Podcast. Subscribe now. New content daily. Podcast, gaming, alike. YouTube.com/MrStreamThingGTP. You can also follow Green Thing at Green Thing Pro on Instagram and Twitter, and the 840 Review at the 840 Review on Instagram.
Perfect. You guys have a good night, and remember, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that was my